We read this rumor. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the rumored card for WrestleMania 37?
I did.
Okay, so we'll bring that up real quick because Keith Lee was involved in one of those matches. It was Keith Lee, Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre, presumably for the WWE title. Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, Edge and Orton, obviously, which I don't want to see again, but it seems like they're going in that direction, even if Orton's not champion, which is good. I forgot what else was on there, but I know those were the top 3 matches, and I'll look for the rest in a second. But what were your initial thoughts on that rumored WrestleMania card? Is that a show that you would want to watch?
I mean, I would just say fake news. I mean, unless they're shoving a rocket up Keith Lee's ass, I don't see him being in the title match.
Well, what if he wins the Royal Rumble? I mean, listen, to be fair, there was a time 3 years ago, I know when Nakamura won the Rumble the month before that, the guy was losing left and right. I mean, he lost to fucking Jinder Mahal twice, so it is possible that he could be losing a lot now because they see him winning the Rumble and people are going to forget about this point, and they don't. I mean, they obviously won't, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I guess it is possible, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Shinsuke was just, obviously, Keith Lee is popular, but maybe it's just because there's no crowd. But like Shinsuke was still white hot at that point. I mean, we're at the Royal Rumble when he won. I mean, the place was going crazy. So I mean, I guess you could see him win. I honestly don't really care for seeing Reigns and Goldberg. I just do that at the Royal Rumble. I honestly don't care about seeing that at WrestleMania. And Edge and Orton. I mean, we already saw the match.
Saw it twice actually.
Yeah, I don't need to see it again, and especially not for the title. Especially if it was for the title, I don't need to see it. But
well,
I mean,
so I don't think it's going to be for the title. Now that McIntyre is champion again, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see what more is accomplished with that. So you have the first match, which is a last man standing match, dude. It's a last man standing match. So that's like the culmination of the feud. Then it's ass backwards, and they try to do a regular match at the next pay-per-view, and they try to make up for it by calling it the greatest wrestling match ever. So what more can you do from there? Unless this is like a loser leaves the company, loser must retire type thing. I don't really know what more you can do with these guys that tops the previous 2 matches, especially when that first match, that last man standing match, was really not that great.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer not to see that match again, but it seems like that's where it's going, unfortunately.
Roman Reigns and Goldberg, again, I might be in the minority here, and I'm biased, obviously, because I spoke to Goldberg last week. That's a match I'm looking forward to. It wasn't a match I was overly anticipating going into WrestleMania this year, just because the whole Fiend thing, I thought that was poorly done. I figured the match was going to be fun. Obviously, it couldn't happen due to Roman Reigns missing the show for his own personal reasons, which is cool. But we are going to get the match at some point. I think we should get the match at some point. And I'm glad that it's being built towards. I just don't think it's WrestleMania worthy. I can name at least 5 other people right off the top of my head right now that should be in that spot over Goldberg or WrestleMania. And you said it right there. The Royal Rumble, I think, would be the perfect place to do that match. And again, right off the top of my head, I think of Big E. I think of Daniel Bryan. I think of The Rock. If they can get him, which they probably won't, he probably won't want to do the match in front of 1,000 fans as opposed to 80,000, but it's an idea. Drew McIntyre is another one. That's 4 guys right there. And there might be another one that I'm not thinking of that I think would be better than Goldberg to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I completely agree with the people you listed. I just think that's a Royal Rumble match. I'm kind of over the part-time. Like, I like Goldberg. I mean, 2021, I don't need to be seeing wrestling for the title. Even Lesnar, I just like, does he wrestle for the title every WrestleMania? That ship for me is sailed. I mean, I just focus on the guys that you have now, make new stars, and maybe Raw won't be such a fucking mess every fucking week.